That's crazy. And there's at least one in there, I think, where, let me think about this for a second. This weekend. So next Wednesday should be fine for me. The Wednesday after that, I think I'm going to be in Moab or thereabouts, in a camper. So that one's probably dark side of the moon for me as well. Um, but on either side of it, I should be okay. Anyway, so planning stuff. Super exciting. Anyway, since Mike's out coming up, and since Roddy has a thing coming up, uh, I thought tonight would be a very good time to to jump the timeline to Saturday and say, "Welcome to the Halcyon Tower for the snacks
Dig.
and for the shindig, and/or did Powertronic imply that there was some sort of party going on that you guys were invited to, or that you should just come on Saturday and you know get a tour of the place and come on, chill and hang out and just soak it in?
I, in all honesty, have completely forgotten.
Yeah, it's been.
I had the impression that there was some sort of party involved.
It was the longest week and a half in the history of week and a halves. Because it's been about that long, I think, in actual game time, or 2 weeks or something. I think it was about 2 weeks. Anyway, okay, so in the Masks text channel, I had asked if anybody had any heroes, concept people, or anything like that they wanted to throw into the hat as being part of the Halcyon Heroes League, rather than the way that we had kind of. And Mike immediately gave me a couple here, which is awesome. Plus Powertronic, but it's 1, 2, 3, 4 or so. And I'm thinking more along the lines of sort of the JLU idea, where there's like a couple of name brand people that everybody recognizes, and some other ones that, a bunch of other ones that, have their particular fan bases, So you've got a deep bench of B-listers and specialized C-listers and stuff like that. So, if any of you have any, randos that we want to get in there, drop in a name and like a little one-liner on whatever. And if it's like so and so's big brother from the school, that's also awesome. Or their mentor, or I'm really curious. I think one of them probably should be. Well, let's go back. Let's go back to the school chart.
And I know we have a legacy in there somewhere.
We have a legacy in there, and we have a couple of. We have the. Okay, I gotta. As charming as all of this is, I think I need to get some of the sketches out of it, some of the sketching. I don't know if I can easily clear up the sketching. I love the eyeballs on no. That's awesome. I want to call that out while I'm. Whoa, wrong, wrong delete, wrong delete. Vic and
Hunter, I believe.
Yeah, Vic and Hunter are the. Are they the legacy? They're like the. Was that the legacy?
So there's the homeroom advisement seating chart. There's the forum link that points to it, and that has the table that has everybody.
All right.
Yay.
Bouncing boy from Legion of Heroes. Oh, thank you. Thank you for the link.
The legacy is Kid Cool.
Oh yeah.
Apparently.
The legacy's Kid Cool. That actually makes sense to me. Because he's like, ice powered people.
Ice powered people always have to be part of some legacy, apparently.
I mean, it tracks.
Apparently.
Hunter and Vic were like.
Vic is the joined
Vic is the joined, and then Hunter's like a. Was he the
protege.
protege? He's the protege, right? Of some sorceress dude, or
Yeah.
dudette, and then Vic is like also studying under that person.
Yeah.
So whoever that Sorcerer Supreme might be, would be fun to get in there. Kid Cool. Macaron. Trying to think if there'd be anybody else who'd really be. I mean, Kid Cool's person might be good. Roy having some kind of like mentor or somebody he like interns with who is completely different than him, but just thinks he's such an awesome hero that he's willing to like, do patrols with him and stuff just because he wants to, he sees him as the next great, the great White Hope. So maybe a couple things like that would be Absolute Zero. C-list characters who control electricity and fire in another game. Oh my god. Barbecue?
I thought homage was
I regret nothing.
Homage.
I love those.
Or is it homage? Like it's
homage.
Homage? Lovely. Wow.
Like Mirage?
Homage. Wow. I regret nothing. So we got Absolute Zero, Homage, Barbecue. I think they're the kind of that's like absolutely kind of thing where they take great pride in being able to say they are technically part of the HHL as specialized C-listers and would absolutely show up to a party. Absolute Zero. When you think about that, it's not a great name. I mean, it's cool, but then, man, the potential put-downs. Anyway. What is a man? A miserable pile of flirting. Anyway, all right, so what do we call what's the Sorcerer Supreme? They're not the Sorcerer Supreme. What are they? The guy that was the Magus. The Magus.
Yeah, the Magus.
I'm not sure if we need to have the Magus in there, but it'd be fun because I think Margie had requested that it not be Ghost Girl and it not be Everard. So.
Wait, does this tie into a possible multiverse Magus organization?
I mean,
Someone said there could only be one.
You could always have that. I mean,
World's worst Green Lantern Corps.
You could always have that as a thing, but the fact of the matter is, it's one of those things that we don't have any real. Okay, I shouldn't say that because we do have magic people, but we don't have people who are really focused on the Magus as a thing in this particular campaign. So it's the kind of thing. It's the kind of thing in the comic book that you would totally have writers who would be dropping little, like almost too small to read it stuff in the back panels that makes people like flip out and think that, but they're never going to do anything with it in this story arc, like ever. But it's like, oh, dude, he totally had them say something during the party chatter in the background that would imply the blah, blah, blah. And this is just a mirror image of the guy thing. And, my head's exploding. And they're never going to do anything with it.
My God, Bill.
The Wizard of Speed and Time.
He came up recently in the news, and I'm trying to remember
Mike.
what our conversation around him was with Mike and Spike.
Mike Jitlov. Wow.
I'm jiggy with it not being Mages or Ghost Girl. I don't recall saying that was my desire, but
I thought you had said it's like I just don't want it to be Everard. I remember that, and then we was it Ghost Girl? No.
I mean it doesn't matter to me how we do that.
But it was, I mean, that was months ago. I mean, it was.
I think it
was pre-COVID, so that essentially makes it a decade ago.
Yeah.
I think it'd be amusing to have the mages in this time be kind of considered a B or C lister.
That's awesome.
But not the dick that Everard was.
Yeah, no. The Wizard
just sort of ineffective. It's sort of ineffectual.
Yeah.
They're chilling. They are possibly very powerful, Tom Bombadil, but they're just vibing.
So you're saying it's the brother Voodoo of Sorcerer Supremes.
Yes.
Brother Voodoo? Why do I
Oh,
know
yeah?
Brother Voodoo was the Sorcerer Supreme for about 4 years.
Yeah, it happened. It started during the Bendis Avengers days, and
so
eventually
he just kind of chills. He's like really good for like acquiring party favors of various, interdimensional narcotics.
He's got other priorities than whatever it is that Everard used to do.
Everard was kind of into the same sort of hedonistic thing, but entirely for his own self. We'll have this guy. He just calls himself the Wizard, which honestly, every magus just turns in their grave over that.
So, I had a name for a character like this in one of my mass games. So if you want to use that,
I'm
the
almost
Silver Sorcerer.
The Silver Sorcerer, yes.
Mm.
Silver Sorcerer, love it. Perfectly.
I guess that's better than these.
It's because he's a silver fox. He hastens to, mention. But definitely the kind of guy who's just, he plays the support role. He spec'd into support class and just kind of stays back and, When he read the Lord of the Rings, he really focused on the fact that Gandalf seemed to do a lot of stuff with smoking, and just decided to go, like, how could I specialize in that?
It could be worse. There could be a wizard who is just literally animated paint on the side of someone's 1967 van.
Oh, that would be so good. I did that for a weekend, or I think I did. I don't know. There was a lot of asset. That's his comment on the whole thing. I think I was that guy once. I think that's what gave people the idea, maybe, or I thought I did. I don't know. I dropped a lot of acid. There was this one weekend where I thought I was everybody's. Like I thought it was the carpet in the main room of the main hall of the HHL. Everyone just told me I passed out on the patio. So, Roddy, hard question. Hard, painful question. Is Powertronic an A-lister, or is he a B-lister with a rabid fan base? How small is the A-list for the HHL these days? And would Roddy, if Powertronic were a B-lister, would Roddy admit it?
Yeah, I don't know. Which is the most interesting for you?
I kind of like him as I'll admit, I kind of like him as like he's very flashy. He's very well presented. He's got a lot of cool toys. He presents as an A-lister in terms of being a good person for like shaking the mayor's
He's the
hand.
booster gold of.
Are you saying he's photogenic, but
he's-
he's not?
He's photogenic, but I wonder if behind the scenes, like the team doesn't really the actual people don't take him that seriously. Like he's not. It's not like Iron Man walked into the room. It's not even exactly like War Machine walked into the room.
You're saying it's like 1992 Iron Man walked into the room.
Sure. Yeah. Or yeah. And to that end, I think maybe Gollum is just partly that could just be because Gollum is very bad. Like he's got a place because Gollum is just very bad with the press. What's Gollum's deal? Is he like the Hulk or is he like why is he Gollum?
Like a stone giant.
That is going to involve some looking.
Okay.
I have a copy and paste right at hand.
We have a
Quicker
copy
than
and
me.
paste?
Mm-hmm.
Had we talked about this? And I'm just like I have no.
No, this was
brain?
from the previous.
Yeah, I
Um,
wrote up suggestions for a bunch of these heroes. To some greater or lesser extent, they were adopted, but yeah.
Was already withdrawing from the group prior to the scandal, doing some solo work because they're addicted to heroics, but not long. Ah, I see.
Basically, the backstory was they were looking for a cure for this degenerative disease that they have, and
I remember this.
the cure involved this transformation. So,
Gotcha. So almost like, I mean, not the look, but almost like, almost like Hell if Hellboy were in Superman's place, kind of deal, just more powerful.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm just mentally, I'm just getting not the kind of guy who likes to be in front of a bunch of popping flash bulbs and shaking hands and kissing babies and stuff like that because
I mean, the way that I had wrote that original character, you could think of it if Reed Richards had been given the Thing's powers.
Yeah. I like that. Oh yeah, I like that a lot. That really works. Okay. Seeker and the Valkyrie. Hugely popular. It's one of those things where like everybody sort of concedes Gollum's the most popular, but then they kind of move on to like, yeah, but who's your favorite? Because like Gollum, everyone will go like, oh yeah, he's the best, but I mean, come on. Yeah, for about a hot second, Joey and Gollum can commiserate for about a hot second until it becomes very clear that Gollum doesn't think that Joey is even remotely like really in the same kind of situation. Yeah, Sigrun.
Yeah, of course, Valkyrie would be.
Sigrun the Valkyrie as channeling Wonder Woman as she is seen in Justice League War. Where people are like, "You're strong." I know. The bit where she runs into the protesters in front of the Capitol building and like puts the lasso around the guy and he confesses that he dresses up as Wonder Woman in the privacy of his home because it makes him feel powerful. And her only response is, "Yes, it makes me feel powerful too." Anyway. All right. Cool. We have pretty good stuff there. All right. So and Bill, thank you. You as always huge amounts of legwork there, pre-work legwork on stuff that we hadn't had a chance to use now, and then we can. I kind of like the Electric Wizard, but we'll go with the Silver Sorcerer because that's
Silver Sorcerer is an infinitely better name. Electric Wizard is an actual band, though, so I figured I should throw that on there.
that is. I
Like,
mean,
that's someone's album cover. I'm serious.
man, you know what'd be really awful is if, like, his name is the Silver Sorcerer, but because he couldn't decide, he formed a band called Electric Wizard, and like once a decade, he turns out like an album with like basically a studio group, or it's terrible. But like Christopher Lee doing heavy metal, doing like death metal, just because it's a thing that he's always wanted to do, and he's got like this cool name that he never got to use, so he uses it for his band. I kind of love that. Anyway, Christopher Lee with the attitude of, what was the guy's name?
Brother Voodoo.
Brother Voodoo. Christopher Lee with the attitude of Brother Voodoo. Where you look at this guy and expect him to be like utterly terrifying. Like that. Oh, I like that a lot. I feel a little sad for Hunter and Vic though. We're not. I don't have these guys in the frame, so the pictures that you guys are throwing up here, I don't think are getting captured. But it's just brilliant. Honestly, that classic picture of the wizard like sitting in somebody's kitchen, drinking a beer, like he's been waiting. I've seen so much fan fiction about that one picture. Anyway, all right, so let's get us back to the city picture here. Once he regained consciousness, Roddy was pretty chuffed about realizing first, the good news is, Roddy, you regained consciousness. The even better news is you didn't end up in a coma and missing your invite to the HHL and Powertronics, getting to see Powertronics like place. So that's all good. So okay. So Powertronic invited you, your team, come hang out. There might be kind of a thing going on there that day, so you guys can see that. Give you a tour around the place, show you all the cool stuff. Give you a taste of your destiny, all that kind of stuff. How can you give us a sense of like the call it the 2 days leading up to Saturday in terms of like how you're how you're prepping the team, or are you?
All right, guys, gotta get you in uniform. We gotta look good. If there's a crisis while we're out there, we gotta show them that we really need, we can really help out. Roddy, you have one of your eyes is like almost swollen shut. Don't worry, I'll be all healed up by Saturday. And he wouldn't be.
You've got road rash from a tree, Roddy. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. You can't stand straight right now.
It'll buff out.
I'll walk it off.
It'll buff out.
And if Joey has anything to say about it, Alex will be your twin. So
Roddy, have you regained feeling in the last three fingers of your left hand? That's really not going to matter right now, okay? I can hold a canopy with my right.
I only need one hand.
God. Uniform. And you guys, because you had become an official team, so are you guys going to be wearing the official Phoenix Academy colors?
We had a uniform. I
Why are
thought
we
that
wearing a
that too. I thought that that
Yeah.
Alex had designed something for us.
Yeah.
Arizona had, or somebody had, yeah.
Arizona had. Um, we said that.
I
Did
know.
we
Okay, so
said
here we
that.
go.
Did we actually get anything about it?
My gym. That's the second episode.
There was the gym outfit, but then there was also the outfit that everybody like the real team.
We got
Yeah.
when we became a team.
Why are we wearing a uniform?
That's me.
In case we need to jump into action.
No, I'm asking Roddy. I don't.
No. That was
Did.
that was the best answer. It's like, why are we wearing a uniform? And then Joe, just dead eyes. My soul has left my
We
body.
need to jump into
In case we
action.
need to jump into action. Like he's just repeating it rote.
Rip to you all, but I'm different. I can, magic a uniform.
Yeah, but it's like your old uniform. Like that people don't even recognize that as a uniform. It's like,
No, I have the new one registered.
oh, you do?
You think I'm going to take time to, manually get in and out of that after gym class? When I'm trying to go get lunch?
Okay. So I want to know what you if you're not wearing the like the school like sort of Phoenix Academy orange and other orange, um, what is your and if
We
you
have
are
the ugly orange outfits
well if you look at the if you
I had in middle school.
no if you check out the is it Unbound? If you look at the Unbound book, there's all the stuff that takes place in Phoenix Academy. They're in like these.
I have nightmare middle school.
Where's that at? Good lord.
Ours was prison jumpsuit orange.
It's not
At
that.
least the shorts were gray tops.
I just remember Margie talking about colors.
Well, here we go.
We talked about it.
It's like page 66 in the Unbound book. Dave, do you have that over there, or do you just have the PDF?
I just have the PDF.
All right, hang on a sec. I can get this where we can see it. In any case, there's sort of like the official Phoenix Academy thing. Which I love the idea. It's like sort of the skin tight superhero spandex thing, but then like Met's got that, but has somehow managed to get one that's basically the baggy engineer's jumpsuit, which then makes it look like a prison jumpsuit, which I think is kind of.
The one on page 87 is probably better because there's two of them.
Yeah, but you can't see that. That's true. I mean, it's good. Where's my stuff? Masks. Seriously? Do-do. Okay.
Let's see. I found where Powertronic confirmed how many people were coming. Roddy said 6. Because he wanted to include Gothwitch to show her off.
Or show off for her.
Or something.
That too.
Yeah.
To whom he wants to show off. That's it. Yes.
So there's one. That's all I'm going to worry about for right now because it's time consuming. But so you've got that, which I kind of love the idea of Meddling going, well, I'm just going to bag that out a little bit. It doesn't get that it looks like, what it would look like at that point. And as a club team, you can or a school club now, you can absolutely get the this, or you could have your own stuff as the Tomb Patrol, right? So Friday afternoon, school's basically done for the week. The thing is tomorrow, and you're in you're leveraging the back room of the Fortress of Attitude as a sort of staging area so that you guys can come out and show with varying degrees of enthusiasm. And I say varying in that Roddy has it and nobody else seems to. Like what your costume is going to entail in terms of official costume. So I want to hear desperately what you all are rocking. And if you want to add an extra detail, in which way would it make Roddy's eyelids twitch? If you think that it would. And Kiln, since you apparently already have a uniform, what's it look like? Like, we'll start with you. What is
Show your
your
belly button.
what is your superhero uniform? And in what way does it make Roddy like age prematurely? Did I put you on the spot?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I have an idea. Kiln had heard from Alex that, we needed to put together some kind of, superhero uniform.
Identifiable attire.
And since I don't quite know, what kind of parameters are around that. We haven't gotten to that unit in home ec. I think that Kiln would have relied. So I am placing all of the blame on Alex's shoulders for this one. Kiln would have relied on them to help them come up with something. So it's their normal everyday outfit. Only the T-shirt has been switched out with the logo of a superhero who is kind of the fan rival to Powertronic.
Okay.
I don't know who that might be.
I mean, does it have to be a superhero?
You think they're printing T-shirts of
There-
villain?
There is a bootleg shirt out there that, do you know, like, how your t-shirt would look, what your t-shirt would look like? I've seen these around. Like, if you were going to say, I'm going to get a Thor t-shirt, and it basically just looks like Thor's armor, like his chest armor. Okay.
Yeah.
There's a t-shirt out there that looks it's basically a bootleg around Phoenix Academy. In that, Margie, you're micing up. That is I'm not sure if I've got him. Oh, let me just back up. I know I've got him. I just need to figure out where he's at. Image, NPCs. Is he in here? There he is. All right. And it's basically this chest piece. Okay. So it's meant to look like that chest and arms because it's basically like a Sergeant Surge t-shirt. Okay. Whether or not it's made on campus, whether or not somebody does that, and spoilers, somebody does, or if it's like just something that you can get. But that's a thing. It doesn't have like an emblem on it as such, but it's definitely like meant to look like that. And if I say that because Surge and Powertronic have like, I don't know, who's the Iron Man like constant recurring like foil nemesis? I don't know a good one.
The Mandarin.
Yeah, something like that.
Crimson Dynamo, if you want another armored.
Yeah, there you go.
figure.
Something like that.
Yeah, how about the non-racist opponents? That'd be
Yeah. But yeah, Surge and Powertronic have a not at all friendly. And if you go back and listen to the conversation that you were having with Surge about getting out of gym so you could go and be his gopher for the day, you will recognize that he was playing it incredibly cool in a way that he's like, is there some way that I can say yes to this while at the same time planning a EMP on you in some place, in some location. Yeah, they have a very, very non-friendly rivalry between the two. Anyway, just throwing that out there. Or it could be, oh God, who else would it be for just a hero or something like that? Some kind of like car-themed speedster who's like a speedster through like kind of like a mechanical supersuit speedster, but like ground-based, and it's all about the speed effect kind of thing. Like so, Gran Torino or I don't know.
You say car speedster, and all I can think of is Lightning McQueen from the Cars movie.
Oh please, because then his catchphrase could be "Ka-chow." Like yes. I don't mean an actual car, but
Too late now.
it's a car-themed speedster. I should have said a little bit more, but yeah. So yeah, a red T-shirt that just says "Ka-chow" across the chest and like an exploding comic text kind of a deal. Something that would be absolutely, yeah. I kind of love that. Just take Kilm's like baggy pants and general fantasy vibe, and then put a bright red shirt with, like, look up the red Bazinga shirt that was everywhere a couple of years ago, but just replace it with "Ka-chow," because everyone will instantly recognize it as a 4-year-old meme. Anyway. Okay, so that's Kiln's thing, and I think the eyelid twitch, the eye twitch thing would probably be pretty obvious. What about Alex? What are they rocking for this?
I think that's pretty much in Discord, unless somebody forces them into some kind of uniform.
Put in Discord. I'll see in Discord. That's so, it's so wrong and yet it's so right.
Alex's preparation for this is like, I have to go to this thing. I'm going to go. My body will be present. My mind will not. I have to have something to distract myself. So I'd better pack.
That backpack is loaded too. I mean, you're like the Raspberry Pi 4 version of Lorelai Gilmore. Oh, sorry, of Rory Gilmore, who always has to bring like a book on a date. In fact, a book on everything. I may have made a Gilmore Girls reference to an audience that just isn't gonna feel that, but that's okay. That's okay.
Okay, I can Google.
TV show,
You're fine.
right?
Yes, it's a TV. Oh God, I feel bad now. Yes, it's a TV show.
Hey, I gave you a Hudson Hawk reference in an incorrect quote, so
There you go. I mean, take what I can get.
All right, so let's get
All
there.
right, there's Alex. Bye. Matt, real quick.
Hey, what my outfit?
Yeah.
Well, so actually, Jillian has been influencing um my wardrobe, and so we haven't gotten to latex. That's just not there yet. But it's definitely, actually right now it kind of has a somewhere between a karate gi and a yoga outfit to feel. So,
So like the lycra underneath the baggy clothes, where the lycra keeps like it's showing in various places underneath the less all-encompassing baggy clothes,
yes,
kind of a deal. Okay, I got you.
and free flowing, move in.
Gotcha. Okay.
Not, oh
Joe.
God, not my gym clothes.
Yeah. Joe.
yes. Joe is wearing. I'm sorry. So we decide on colors.
I don't think
do
so.
we-
It doesn't
Do
seem
we,
as
okay, then it'll just be Phoenix.
Remember, I designed an outfit for you. Hawaiian shirt. Very 1970s surfer guy.
Hawaiian
Yeah,
shirt, baggy shorts, flip flops.
I'm not going to wear that outfit. It wouldn't be right.
So-
It's rather than his kind of cargo pants, cargo shorts sort of outfit. But usually, instead, it's a form-fitting athletic biking shorts. So the kind of the two-thirds
leg
leg
thing.
length.
Sure.
In the Phoenix Academy orange and gray colors with tomb printed up one leg and patrol down the other.
Nice. The most uniform-ish, team uniform-ish uniform. Actually pretty cool. I'm impressed that there's a moment of wincing anticipation where you expect the Phoenix wings to be spread across the butt. Not there. Whew.
No.
Thank God.
You see.
But what about Roddy? As we're going, you know what? Let's just go. What's Roddy wearing? Because we haven't seen him. We keep seeing his facial expression. We don't see what he's actually wearing. What's Roddy actually wearing as he shows up in this thing?
It is the classic sort of like superhero bodysuit.
Uh-huh.
So I figure it's kind of like in the one I posted, it's the guy who's at the bottom of that picture.
The one you
The
posted.
only difference is he's got like the domino face mask.
The one you posted where? I'm confused.
In Discord.
It is right above Bill. Where it's like the two kids from Phoenix Academy.
Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. So you're wearing like basically. Now, do you have, just out of curiosity, because it would be kind of cool if this was the case. Do you also have like the tomb patrol thing, like up one side and down the other, like in the breathe, like so the breathe vents along the side?
Yes.
I like it.
I'm matched with Joey.
I love that. I love that you two are the two that match. That's crazy.
Dear Lord.
That's awesome. I love it. All right.
Remember, while Joe thinks he's the nemesis, Ronnie thinks he's the twin.
uh, um, um, now, is Mets like sort of under the baggy stuff bodysuit? Is that also the Phoenix Academy colors, but just kind of like occluded, or is it just something else? It's just a black thing. I'm just curious.
Well, if we've decided on team colors, it'll be the team.
It's not so much team colors as like it's been added to with the team name, which is kind of good. All right, cool. Ka-chow, ka-chow. All right. So, we're ready, and you guys are. So we get a picture of you guys slow walking in through the revolving doors in the it's there's a revolving door in the center, but then the other doors have been like sort of blocked open, and they go all the way across sort of the lobby entrance of the building, and they're all been blocked. So you basically can just walk in, and I'll give you this one for free, Roddy. The thing that you most hoped for was that you would walk in and you knew it wasn't going to happen. You knew it was not going to happen. But your dream arrival is you walk in and not only are you greeted by Powertronic, but he was clearly like waiting, leaning up against the desk, chit-chatting with the security guard behind the desk. Sees you, big smile, and meets you in the lobby. You're not left waiting. You're not left cooling your heels. You're not shown up by some dignitary flunky who finally hunts down Powertronic. He's waiting for you. That's your dream. It is not going to happen. And then that's exactly what happens. You walk in, and he's literally, it's exactly the way you pictured it. He's right there at the desk. He's chatting with the security guard. No, seriously, I'm telling you, like matcha, you wouldn't think it would be that good, but you can get a decent instant matcha. You just have to get the you gotta get the superfoods version. It's on Congo. You can absolutely download it or just order it. It's like $40 a bag, but it's absolutely worth it. Yeah, instant matcha. You think it would be terrible? It's fantastic. And there they are. He turns and he kind of double takes and he slides his sunglasses down his nose and he says, "Phoenix Academy in the house." Checks his watch. Right on time. Sync. Come on in. Introduce me to everybody. I want to be able to get their names right as I'm showing them to everybody else. Tell me what's going on here. Who are we talking to? Who is this? Who are we? Big guy, what's your name?
Joey. Joe Young.
This is Mighty Joe.
Mighty Joe Young.
Mighty Joe Young. Awesome. Excellent. And Pilates. Quick, what's your name?
I am called Met.
Met. Excellent. Well met. Met. That's excellent. And he just, all of his momentum dies away as he looks at Kiln and then tracks down to the shirt and is like, "And who's your teammate here in the casual attire?"
My name is Kiln.
Kiln. I love
sir?
it. You're killing me with that thing. It's great. Sense of humor, very important. And the shadow back behind you. The shadow made out of clothing. Who are we talking to here?
Hi, I'm Alex. I'm tech support for the group.
You brought the tech support. That's awesome. You said 6. I distinctly recall 6. Where is 6 coming? Did 6 bow out?
Nah, 6 had a thing.
6 had a
Don't worry.
thing. 6 had a thing. All right, 6 had a thing. More important than coming to the HHL. 6 had a thing. I'm not offended. I'm not hurt. I feel bad for them. Really. Who wouldn't? All right, so drinks. Is tequila good for everybody? Kidding. Elevators. Let's go. Tequila later. Still kidding. Definitely kidding in front of the security guy. Let's go. Alex?
Yeah.
Assess the situation, please, if you would. And then I want the ooh, look at that full hit. Look at that full hit. I'm not giving you that role just so you can ask how can we best end this quickly. But I mean,
If I make the move, I'm asking the goddamn question.
I was looking at the list and I was like, what? Okay.
If you want to give me information as a character, just tell me.
That's absolutely well. You can absolutely ask that question. And the reason I'm doing this is just because I think your spider sense is tickling. It's a little weird. Powertronic waiting right here. Now he's giving off his Powertronic vibe, but there's just weird glances, weird side glances, a certain tension. Not just in the not just from Positronic, but generally speaking from people in the room, or just there's people over in like the waiting area, the security people. There's folks kind of milling around. There's people coming and going for the party, and some people not coming and going. I mean, obviously the place has security, but there's a vibe, and it's tingling your Alex sense.
Okay, so we're not swapping lines. I'm just putting that out there.
So we're not swapping lines.
It's not going to happen.
Okay.
All right. Then question 1: what here can I use to hack into their security system?
Oh, practically everything in this place is wired to the nines, holographic interfaces, which unfortunately is not super helpful. But you're absolutely sure the security desk is on hard lines. The elevators would be. You are the whole place is set up to be touchless, like entrance to doors and everything like that. I'm trying to think of the thing that you could use in the lobby. It's not great.
Let's say that I get in the elevator, I put my back to the access panel, I surreptitiously open it and slip a little device in, something like that.
Yes, that would be.
Okay.
Yeah, elevator's good because it's going to be hardwired. Wireless doesn't work in there.
Assume I am doing that next.
Yes. Okay.
What here is in the greatest danger?
There is the tension around the room and the way it's directed is that there are a lot of people in the lobby who are not just random visitors. They are undercover to look like that, but they are absolutely expecting some shit to go down. Tension is wire tight. And you're pretty sure you've made at least one squad of like Aegis special forces, like heavy assault guys. But the kind, not heavy assault. Heavy assault's the wrong word. But like the kind of people who are meant to be like at a coffee shop, but ready to like throw down, in case.
Squad.
Yeah. They look like civvies, but they're loaded for bear, and you're absolutely sure that you made a squad of those guys in the lobby.
All right, solid.
So this place is in the most danger. They apparently are expecting some shit.
Okay, so that was my 2 questions. But I'm going to make further hacking attempts to figure out what kind of high value targets are here, or otherwise what would justify the security.
Do you need to roll for that, or is that just the extra question you need to ask?
That's up. That's up to you. I don't think that I have an
Unleash
extra.
your powers. I
Oh
think
God.
that's a sense thing. So that's freak. Okay. Yeah, the defenses around here are definitely a little bit intimidating.
So, can I inadvertently spin team here?
Yes. I mean,
Because
you could.
I imagine Roddy talking Powertronic's ear off as they're in the elevator probably lets Alex go a little bit further than they normally would with what they're doing.
So I would say that there's certainly a moment in there where you're absolutely sure that you're either going to have to get caught or uh, you're either going to have to get caught or you're going to have to bail with your device that you've got in the elevator, because Positronic is definitely paying too much attention, and you're having to put too much effort into this thing, and there's going to be some activity, and because of his abilities, he's going to be able to sense that. And at just the right moment, Roddy, I need an awkward, completely distracting question that you can drop on him without realizing. Well, even if you realize it's awkward, but like just between us, like something. But like the thing that like just completely derails his thought process and is like, excuse me, what? Kind of thing. What is that?
No, I asked whether or not Blackbird is going to be here. And I think that probably throws him off because there were rumors of them dating, and they probably did, and maybe things have gone bad between them.
So, and it's a little bit, whether or not it's actually there, Powertronic reads a tone into that. So, like, is Blackbird going to be here? Huh? That kind of a thing. Whether or not there's actually that tone there, Powertronic will read that. And he's like, but, kid, that is, I mean, you're a little old for that answer there. And he kind of looks around like he's waiting for a laugh from the audience. He realizes everybody else is the same age and he's not going to get it. She might be. She's usually busy kind of, running everything. She's, she's a very complicated woman, and she's very talented and a real professional. And he just goes into like interview with Barbara Walters kind of mode with the thing. So Alex, that painful decision of, do I take stress from like having to cover this thing up, or does it become temporary, goes away in the face of the timely intervention of Roddy's foot being inserted unknowingly into his mouth.
I am definitely get with Gothwitch. I don't care what you say.
What was that, Bill?
I am definitely helping him get with God. I don't care what anybody says.
All right, so you unleash your powers to overcome, also reshape your environment, or extend your senses. Extending your senses. Give me a minute here, because you put me on my back heels for just a second. They have somebody in custody here. It is, let's just say, when they rolled to contain this individual and keep it quiet, they got unstable or temporary.
If you need time to think about who it is, that's fine.
Yeah, I think that's maybe you finding out who it is. Like you're still having to drill, but basically it's somebody. Whether or not it's definitely somebody big deal, or they're expecting some major like effort. They're clearly expecting some sort of effort to get them back externally. The way everything's focused, it's not like we don't need to worry about this thing bursting out. We need to worry about something coming in after them. We have somebody that we need to be very worried about is here. And they aren't really equipped for it necessarily, which is why they've had to kind of, why it's kind of uneven. Okay, So that's that. Okay, elevator. Awkward thing, very professional thing. Um, and he's starting to like run out of like incredibly professional, totally serious, don't think anything of it things to say about things. So as the doors open, he's like completely wound down and is just like struggling. And the last thing you hear him say as the doors are open is like, she's and just surprisingly good at kickball. Anyway, let's down here. Let's look at the shinies. Let's go look at the shinies. Distractions, things, subject changes. And sort of gesturing and bringing you on down here. All right, so what have we
Don't
got?
forget we're high schoolers, so all he has to do is talk about food.
All right, so Roddy, you're the main guest of honor. All of you guests of honor, but Roddy, you're the one who's in here, so you get to pick. Just choose your adventure here. Food first, or tour of all the cool stuff. I don't want to twist it one way or the other, but you can carry food while you're getting a tour of the cool stuff.
Looks at everybody. Yeah, tour of the cool stuff.
All right, tour of the cool stuff. Tour of the cool stuff first. Food later.
Y'all
Joe's
glare
doing
at
that,
him.
mouth open, finger raised, and then
The kiln.
We all
But how do
glare at
we
him.
know that it's a buffet if we don't interrogate it?
That's a good line. Did when Joe opened the mouth and lifted the finger, was Kiln basically doing the same thing? On the comic,
Kiln was looking very longingly at the buffet table.
you see Powertronic is like heading off down the comic panel is Powertronic is going down the hallway, and everyone's kind of trailing after him, and Kiln's sort of in the back with his shoulders kind of slumped, and just if you really squint and get the magnifying glass out, you can see that the speech bubble over their head is, but the chicken tendies, ... as they're going on. So, all right, so different places that they show everybody. Occasionally, and it's the place is sort of set up to be kind of an open house day, a little bit. So you see, in some cases, we get people in from all over the world, folks that are staying in here. So this floor, we've got it's sort of guest rooms. We call it the joke is we call it Skid Row, which is of course completely unacceptable, but that's been the joke for so many years that we don't really, think about it. But this is where the designated homeless stay when they're here in town. I'm not gonna put them up in a hotel. And these rooms are open. They're sort of generically done up to be like sort of, dorm room sized, a little bit big, well, bigger than dorm room size, but good size, like sort of single room apartment kind of thing with a bathroom en suite kind of deal. There's a couple of shows of that. We'll get to the main room later, but our general cafeteria and main dining hall. What else we got? This floor, the gym. Zzz, plural, right? Plural. I love plural. He swings open the doors. Big old basketball court that looks like that they would convert to. It's got kind of a weird vibe to it because there aren't really the bleachers that you would expect. So it's perfectly normal size, but there's only about 4 or 5 rows worth of seating on either side. And it looks like the thing would convert to basically everything from basketball to really high powered squash or handball to. I mean, the floor is weird. It's got little
Meta sports.
It's got hairline lines through it, all through the floor, the walls, that kind of thing. So you got to think the entire thing flips and converts. And about the same time that you sort of figure that, he goes, and this thing can basically become anything. I mean, it's not exactly a holodeck, but we're working on it. So that's happening in here. And then, you got the gym. I mean, probably all excited about this. We got, And he's got, all there's a whole bunch of stuff up in the ceiling that comes down. You've got the actual weight room. You've got the, our cardio area. The roof, incidentally, is a track. Um, it's 11, it's a little annoying. It's 11 laps for a mile, but take what you can get. And he, kind of doing all this stuff. So what else would be? So you got main area, you've got dining, you've got cafeteria, you've got gym, you've got the sort of dorm room for the people who aren't the main folks. What else would be on this main floor here? Oh, well, of course there's this. And he opens up the big double doors, and it's the tribunal room. Is the best way to explain. The big sort of pointed at the end
boardroom.
It's the big boardroom,
but with more melodrama.
Yeah. So it's and it's not a horseshoe exactly. It's got that kind of double horned kind of thing going on, but where it would come together at the top at the main arc, it comes to a point instead, so you can't actually have a chair sitting at the head of the thing. He makes a point of pointing that out. We don't actually. There's no head person. There's no way to have a head person. Everyone kind of sits wherever they are when they show up. We've got some, I got a chair I like, but it's not like our names are on any of the spots or anything like that. And who shows up every time might be different. We've had too many people to show up. We've had meetings with 3 people. So it really just kind of depends. And of course, the back wall of it is all windows out to the back. All that kind of thing. And as he's, I hate to feel kind of like a tour guide about this, but questions? Anything? You guys got anything you want to know? You guys want to sit in the big chairs?
I'm sure the answer is, of course.
I guess in the big chair.
Yeah, Roddy's already on his way. It's like,
yeah.
What were you saying, Joe?
And of course, Med is,
I was going to say Roddy was going to be on his.
Roddy was going to be
on his way.
I could say Med is examining, sits in the chair and examines it, for appropriate support and swivel and turn, and puts it through its paces.
This is probably nowhere near the roof. I would say it's at least a good 10 stories down from the roof. It's like 30th floor, and it's definitely 30th floor at the lowest, maybe even higher than that, but it's at least 10 floors down from the roof. So obviously still a fantastic view of the city from up here. So Matt's checking it out. Roddy's checking it out.
I'll look and see if there's a chair that looks like it fits me.
There's actually at least several that are. They're different sizes and stuff like that. But they're certainly they sort of have a neutral resting state that looks like you could probably take a shot at it. And he kind of sees your Powertronic kind of sees your hesitation. Don't worry, big guy. Mighty Joe, it'll adjust. Trust. Gollum sits in here. It'll be fine. Trust me. Gollum sits in here. Mighty Boulder, the dragon, or he probably doesn't call him dragon. St. George. We'll call it St. George. St. George used to, obviously retired now, but it can handle the big guys. You're fine. Get comfortable.
Sure. Joe will carefully sit down on one of the chairs because the last thing he wants to do is break one of the HHL's chairs. Even with what Powertronic just said.
Somebody's coming up the hallway and they're talking in kind of lowered hush tones that you sort of associate with um, you know, the serious talk about tense situations. Like not it's given at least the vibe that Powertronic is trying to present, and we're at party time and we're doing a casual tour kind of thing. It is jarringly out of keeping with that. Okay, woman's voice and actually two women's voices in low, heated, tense, serious conversation, and a solid 120 steps per second cadence to their approach as they're coming. Just click, 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 kind of thing. What do you do? I can tell you more if you like.
I mean, well, I have to roll to find out more.
No, I'm just saying if you want some more information before you say. One woman's voice is that and I'm telling this is more of a reference point, for James and a lot of media consumption that would be for Kiln, but it's that no nonsense executive, corporate executive. I am used to being in charge. I am used to making hard decisions, and I don't really care if anybody likes me. Thing. The other woman's voice, while still low and serious, and a solid alto kind of timbre, this is a voice. I mean, even quiet. This is the voice of a battlefield trumpet. I don't know how to explain it any better than that, or the best imagery, but that is definitely Kiln's side of how they are processing this. This is a voice that's
Valkyrie and
Blackbird.
that should be interesting.
Yeah. This is a voice that is meant to call people to arms. Seems to be genetically predisposed to do it. And they're coming your way.
I'm going to try to see if I can make out what they're saying.
Unleash your powers. We got there. Oh,
That's fun.
I like it. There
are nukes in the basement?
Is that new food thing that Roddy keeps telling me to try? Why would they keep it in the basement?
Nukes in the basement? Kiln, who... Now, you'll pardon me for, not filing off the serial numbers on this. Not saying that there was actually a relationship there or anything like that, but there's still that person... the person who is Kiln's Zelda? Who is the person that Kiln from back in the day would have, forget about laying a cloak down over a muddy thing, would have laid down across shattered obsidian to keep them safe? Would have absolutely fallen on a sword if there was a chance that it would have extended their survival 10 seconds longer. Personally, who did Kiln fight the wars for? I guess is maybe another way of putting it.
Well, sorry, coughing.
That's okay.
That would be, oh god. Barva. or
Barva?
Brava,
Brava?
Brava,
Brava? Okay.
who was kind of their like sword brother. The went through training and then were out in the field together.
Okay. All right. I'll let you pick. Um, you turn and you're trying to listen to what they're saying, but you before you can really kind of become unobtrusive and just sort of listen, you can't help but you glance down the hallway. You see them. Which one of them is so basically Brava reincarnated in face and attitude, body, whatever, in stance and stature? I mean, the obvious thing is to pick Sigrun, but maybe not. So, which one of them, like, literally makes you flash back through the moment that Brava was taken, was lost?
Um, I will go with a Blackbird,
Okay.
having that kind of anger
That no
there
nonsense,
to
the command thing, okay.
yeah.
It's not in the voice. It's in the attitude. And actually, while these two are approaching, and you completely lose what they're saying, you have no idea what they were talking about. But there's a moment where Sigrun apparently says something or asserts something, and Blackbird does a real quick sort of shake of the head and raises her hand up, kind of across, like up across her chest, kind of, and then like sort of chops it down sideways, like she's just like striking it out, kind of a thing, as an idea. Is like no, kind of a deal. And it's them. It's them exactly. It is. You've seen that gesture. You've caused that gesture thousands of times. The shock, and you see it again and again and again, thinking about all the other times that you saw it when you were in yet another argument, disagreement, just honestly just pulling each other's chain conversation with Brava, time after time and then time again. And the last thing that we see, we're not going to get the whole story right now, but the last thing that we see is that wide-eyed, shocked expression, as Brava's face is being like pulled back away from us into the shadows, away from, maybe Kiln's outstretched hand in the other direction, and being borne away from you. I don't even think. It just reminds you of, most days you're able to just not think about how far away from your home you are. How, like, in not in an absolutely untravelable or travelable, traversable distance. And this just brings it home in really the worst way. Hopeless? Does
I
it
was gonna say that sounded like a powerful blow.
Well, I mean, you can do a powerful blow if you want. I'll obviously let you opt out of that, just going to a powerful blow. I was just going to say take a condition, but if you'd rather take a powerful blow from all that, then I am never going to disagree, because if you feel like that's what it is, then who am I to disagree?
Well, I mean, they
No, you don't have to
generally.
justify it. I believe you.
No, I was gonna say they generally lead to conditions derived from powerful blows.
Absolutely. I mean, if you're more suffering in silence, then you can just take hopeless from that sense of like distance from your home, from your original life. It's entirely up to you.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
With the hopeless thing or the take a
Yeah.
powerful blow? Okay. Yeah.
Sends Kiln into their own private world. So like the
Kind of.
lash out of a teammate.
So they don't
Takes no sense just to do
re-
condition.
as opposed to just sort of quietly suffering. Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah.
So they kind of come in, and there is enmeshed enough in their conversation that they don't really immediately notice. Like they're completely without really thinking, they're coming in, and Sigrun snaps off like status as she walks into the room, and the displays at all of the occupied chairs, like the window basically glazes and becomes a display, but also like a HUD, like holographic display pops up at all the chairs where people are currently sitting. Okay. Um uh what I want to do is a Mountain Witch thing where it's like, Roddy, what horrible thing do you see on the HUD display? But that might be putting you too much on the spot.
I will just say that while this has been going on, Alex has been slaving more and more external sensors into this system to try to get an advance warning coming. So,
Did you leave any like sort of passive devices just underneath a chair or anything like that for future?
yeah, I'm getting into this.
I'm practically gonna be able to change my official zip code to this building.
I don't just take security systems on like a dinner date and then not call them. I'm committed.
I'm just reminded of the scene from True Lies, where the geeks are telling why they were going out. He's against her term, and the supervisor's like, I got them this.
Yeah.
Okay. I need. There's a few things popping up here, and just give me a second. No. Okay. Okay. Um. Yikes. Okay. For sync. Huh. Okay. Where's the thing though? Oh. Oh, sorry, I was looking at something on Roddy's thing, and it was weird. Um. Gotta look at Matt here real quick. Sorry. Apologies for the dead silence.
something.
Okay.
Thinking
Roddy, when the HUD comes up, and it's only up for a second. Now, a second for you is a fair, comfortable bit of time. You get a shot. You get a security camera, corner of the topmost corner of the room. And this is actually not intentional. This is a spin of what this is a consequence of what Alex has been doing and digging for in the system, so that when the HUD comes up, your HUD pops up with a display of the holding cell, a holding cell in the building. Clearly meant to be some sort of, if not permanent, some sort of temporary kind of holding room for somebody who's being detained. Who from your homeroom is in it?
Ooh, that's a question.
Gothwitch.
And looking not at all good. Not looking flat out fucking terrified. Actually, let's make sure this is clear. They're not like all like beat or bloody or unconscious on the floor or anything. They look bloody terrified.
I'm going with Joe's answer because that makes this the worst.
So it's Gothwitch?
Yes.
Okay.
She had a thing.
She had a thing.
If you'd said Roddy, I'd be really freaked out, but that's fair.
That'd be free. It's Roddy. What? So Alex, you're getting this too. Really, Roddy seeing it is kind of a side effect. But you're getting that same conclusion as well. You're not 100% sure that that's who's got them on high alert, but while you're looking for like who's currently incarcerated, you get the security feed of this room with Gothwitch in it.
Sounds good.
Okay. One sec. Joe is sitting in a chair.
Whenever you have a moment,
Yep.
I request permission to make bad decisions.
Yeah, I want to make sure that everybody gets a shot here at the things that they see at the table. So Kiln isn't seen by. These two stride in. Status. She looks up. Display off, and she like turns on Powertronic. What is going on? And again, battlefield trumpet voice. But Roddy saw this. Alex has processed this. Kiln sort of shaken, busy being shook in the corner, or just off to the side. Blackbird is already like moving towards one of the consoles, or one of the chairs. Joe
Josie.
Joe didn't necessarily see anything in you didn't necessarily see anything on the screen. It wasn't up long enough for you to really make heads or tails of any of it. It was maybe like a satellite view, like drawn in Tron lines of the city. and the bay, maybe from like, you know, low orbit, like Google Maps view kind of a thing. Maybe. You're not entirely sure. You're not even sure if it was the city. What you see is the expression on Roddy's face. You could pierce the mask if you're so inclined, or just be aware that Roddy is about to do something stupid. Roddy saw something.
Actually,
Roddy
yeah,
definitely
Roddy.
processed something. Roddy is about to do something stupid in front of people who will take offense. Umbrage.
Wow.
Umbrage. And Matt, if you would, while in the background here, roll 21st century studies. And Joe, what were you going to say?
I'll say Sync. I'll kind of starts to say Roddy's name, but changes it quick to Sync because
is
professional.
Is it still like
but
out loud or sotto voce or like?
It's out loud because he's seeing something on his face that doesn't look right, and so he's actually kind of at least half a turn.
Okay, but okay. So you're saying it? They're not really paying it. The adults are not really paying special attention to what you've got going on, but at least that's going on, and certainly enough to call the team's attention to it should it come up. 21st century studies is and assess the situation. You may always you get Matt. You get one question, I think. Let me make sure I'm remembering this right. For assess the situation.
So basically, what it is you assess the situation. You always ask, "What does the future about this moment?" Even with a miss, you take one ongoing act on.
Right.
Basic assess the situation, but I get that +1.
You get that. You get that as an extra question, or just that's always on your list. That was what I was trying to clarify. You may always ask.
You can always ask,
even on a miss. So
always ask.
Got you. All right. So what does the future know about this situation? What does the future know about this situation?
About this moment.
About this moment. This is who? Roddy, I give you editorial. You editorialize or edit, delete, addend, append, erase anything that I'm about to say, because it's kind of pivoting a little bit on what you decide to do next. This is the moment where the preeminent superhero organization of Halcyon City is and that's somewhat overstating. It's not like this second, but is you never really understood this terminology until you've gotten back into this context of into the current settings context. It's always been said, but you never really understood what it meant, and it never really made sense in But this is the moment where one of the great powers of Halcyon City is canceled. And you always thought it was like, okay, well, there's a superhero whose powers were taken away, or something like that. Their power they were, and no, something. This is where the HHL gets canceled in the social media sense of the word. Something happens and suddenly they lose all support.
I would say kidnapping. Probably.
So, Roddy, editorialize, tweak, twang, or not. If that goes along with whatever it was that you were about to start, or could
Oh yeah, it
precipitate
could
from
maybe
this.
be the outcome. Yeah.
Okay. As long as that kind of follows as a thing, because we've already established that Met's knowledge of the past is a mutable thing that can change, which thankfully.
Well, it's one of those things where now I have to wonder if if he's a part of the future.
If who's a part of the future?
Gothwitch.
Ah, yes, absolutely. Well, and you don't necessarily know about the Gothwitch thing yet. You Met doesn't. You do. And you also get one other question off the assess thing.
Recommendations, anything?
Sorry?
I was asking if anyone had a recommendation.
Ah, gotcha.
None of us have the future thing in front of us.
No.
So.
She gets a question
Yes.
off of assess the situation.
Oh,
Could be what here is the biggest threat, because I imagine one of these three HHLers are about to be.
Yeah, I think that or what here is the greatest danger.
What here is in the greatest danger?
Yeah, that might be a good one too.
that sounds like a Met question.
Yeah. I think that's the better of the two.
Who? Oh, right. Who's in the greatest danger? Okay.
Who or what?
Who or what is in the greatest danger?
It's the obvious.
Besides the HHL.
Body's going to do something.
It can be something obvious because it just gives you a +1 for acting on that stuff forward. Who here is in the most danger? Yeah. It's Roddy, the person who caused this calamitous fall from power for one of the greatest powers of Halcyon City in this day and age, dies as a result of exposing them. Roddy's in the greatest danger. Based on a glance around the room and the expression on his face. So this is what I love. I love this triangle. Because Roddy's got an expression, and the two people who have immediately clicked on it and said, this is bad, Roddy's about to do something stupid, is Met and Joe. That's just poetic and beautiful for me. Roddy, what do you do?
Well,
everybody spends team to, how can I penalize Roddy until it doesn't work? But anyway, what are you going to do?
So Roddy's first thing is like, wait, is that Tiffany in a cell? Has she been captured? Wait, those are the HHL cells. I know those from the pictures.
Are you saying all this? Is this like running outside monologue, or is this in your head?
This is like mumbling to himself, where he,
gotcha.
Yeah, he probably said the "oh shit, Tiffany" part out loud, and then it's like, while his brain is kind of like trying to catch up with the rest of it, it's like, now it's like over at the three adults, and it's just like, why the hell is Tiffany in one of your cells?
Because for as fast as he is, there is no synaptic break between thought and word.
This is the problem with working as fast as he does. Is like, you don't have to worry about considering consequences if you get the timing to avoid them.
At least so far.
Yeah.
Well, that at least got my attention over on the grups in the room to see how they react to that question.
Sigrun is still looking lightning bolts at
Powertronic.
Powertronic like glances at you, looks back at Sigrun, kind of double takes back at you and says, "Who?" Blackbird absolutely knows who you're talking, because you said Tiffany, and Powertronic's not going to know who the fuck that is. Blackbird absolutely knows who that is. Sigrun's not listening to you because you're not. You're
I
not.
am tiny and not worthy of
You're
attention.
yeah, you're tiny and not worthy of attention. You're just
Please.
babbling in the background.
Hasn't learned anything better so far.
Yeah. But this allows everybody else to twig to what's going on, at least what Roddy just has got going on. Provoke?
At the same
Roddy?
time,
What do you think? Provoke?
I will
Roddy?
be pushing my share
Well,
back.
I was gonna say, yeah. I mean, this is kind of like, what's their reaction? Because it's either going to be, oh, we're justifying this, in which case it's going to be like some righteous fury, or they're going to be very confused. At least half of them are going to be very confused. At which point, Roddy is going to bolt for the door.
Sigrun is not paying any attention whatsoever to what you're saying or doing, or you're just. If Powertronic had brought in a small, like, cluster of a half dozen hedgehogs and let them wander around on the table, that's how much attention she's paying to you. She's angry with the person who brought in the hedgehogs. She's not listening to the squeaks of the hedgehogs. I don't know why I picked hedgehogs out of that whole scenario, but that's where I'm going.
I like it though. I really I'm jiggy with that.
Yeah, she's totally got that.
Oh.
Get the vibe there. Powertronic doesn't know who the hell you're talking about or what you. At this point in time, you've just become the kid who's not paying attention to you're not reading the room because things got a little bit awkward and he needs to deal with that and he's just not. So that's 2 of 3 that are not tracking what you're doing. Blackbird's face gets her mouth, if it were possible, becomes more of a tense, thin line, and she's typing on this sort of like holographic outlay of a keyboard faster. She's basically working with like a 3D Minority Report kind of. Is that the right movie? Yeah, Minority Report, like a 3D interface kind of thing, and is working faster.
What's she doing?
She is calling. She's going through the authorizations for a full building lockdown, and she's pulled up the interface to like for some sort of intra-building intercom. So she's going to be. I mean, if it were you, she's locking down the building and calling for security, and she's speeding up because of what Roddy just said. What do you do, Alex?
I'm going to send a ping to support at Aegis to be on standby because shit is happening.
Okay. All right. So you fire off would it be fair to say SOS? Or a standby? Or a standby?
Oh, not the orbital laser again.
Moose laser. No more moose lasers.
More like a hey, whatever you guys were planning for is something's happening right now. So like, wake up and pay attention.
I want to clarify because I want to understand real clear what's happening here. Are you sending out something to, like, say, your handler saying some shit is going down at my location, or are you pinging the Aegis that you know to be nearby saying you're already on watch, the shit is about to go down, and
The latter.
and I'm on site?
Definitely the latter.
Yeah. Okay. I'm on site. Identify me. Know who I am, and shit's going down. Gotcha. Okay. whatever shorthand code works for all of that. So you're alerting them. I'm going to leave that there for now because that's just a thing that's happening. Roddy, what are you doing? They're not answering. Nobody's answering. Powertronic's ignoring you. Sigrun didn't hear you, and Blackbird is doing something with the interface on the table and looking annoyed and tense and not answering.
All right, time to do something dangerous and impulsive. No one's answering me. I have an approximate idea of where those holding cells are.
I mean, you
I'm
have
gonna book it.
you and your friends before you got powers are essentially the guys in the chair from Galaxy Quest. So yes, you have more than an approximate idea of where the holding cells are at.
Was ever public knowledge or public knowledge?
If it was ever public knowledge or it was worked into a video game where you play members of the Halcyon Heroes League and certain fan bases absolutely asserted that these were built on honest to God smuggled out blueprints and schematics. So you could actually use these, these levels or
We got some of this information from Dr. Midnight when he was trying to sell it on the black market.
We got some of this information from a couple of Doom 3 homemade levels that people that immediately disappeared off of everywhere but the dark web. It's all been pieced together, but we're fairly sure it's legitimate. We've been able
to buy
to
copies of this at a number of tables at Halcyon Con.
Yeah.
Until they shut the tables down.
Until they shut the tables down.
And
the fact that the tables get shut down, the fact that there's a constant pursuit of this stuff on the internet makes people think it's more legitimate. Okay.
Oh, this documentary on YouTube.
I hate to keep hitting the same move, but I'm going to do it again. Roddy, unleash your powers because you're going to be overcoming an obstacle.
That is perfectly fine with me.
Super easy.
If he's overcoming the doors, I'm going to help him.
Okay.
Well,
what the
I don't think I needed it.
Your freak is a 3? Oh my.
No, I had a +1 forward from helping Alex.
You had a +1 forward from helping Alex.
Yes, because Team What Team says the first time I use team to help a teammate, I get +1 forward.
Oh, nice. Very nice.
Surprised.
Okay, tell me what it looks like when you go by Blackbird, because as soon as you're up and out of the chair, she's so the physicality of like a Batwoman or a Huntress or Black Canary, something like that. How do you just completely leave her gasping? Just nothing but air.
Yeah, I feel like this is one of those things where it's just like, Roddy is like nearest way to get to the door. Got it. Slides under the table.
Gotcha.
And then is like taking off running. And then when
Blackbird like disengages from the 3D thing, kind of does a backward spin to like interpose in your route.
Yeah, it kind of does like the backwards, like tries to like check me with the elbow sort of thing. And Roddy is just like skids under on one knee and then just keeps running.
And, she's not that easy, but you skid on one knee. She's got a sweep coming your way. You kind of, you do this. I'm not going to go and find the thing for it, but there's a fun little like dance / marching, move where you go down to one knee, pivot to the other knee, and kind of basically do a 360 by moving through your knee, like over your knee. It's kind of a weird sort of 360 duck walk maneuver, and you kind of do that whole thing. Basically, you anticipate every move that she's going to do and just dodge it on the off chance she throws it. And you're right about 9 out of 12 times, and the other 3 don't matter because she didn't actually do that move. You just look like you're doing a funny thing. You dodge everything, including some stuff that wasn't actually happening.
Yeah, as I'm going by, it's like, that didn't work on Red Hunter, it won't work on me.
I rolled high enough to get a parting shot. Alex, what were you going to do to help? Because I think the question is really, I mean, do you keep Blackbird from pursuing? This isn't going to change the role, but if you want to keep Blackbird from pursuing, then you can absolutely do that.
Well, if Ronnie's got it, I'm not going to interfere. The only thing Alex was thinking about helping with was making sure that the security doors are open for him to go through.
Gotcha.
If he really is not going to make it out of this room, let me know.
It was more no. This was more about just whether or not Blackbird's going to pursue.
Finish the lockdown.
Yeah, I think she finishes the lockdown.
I don't know.
What are we doing? Well, yeah,
that's what I said. Like
hiding and then going back to finish the lockdown. I'm sorry. What you were saying, dear?
She's going after. So she goes after Roddy. She takes about 2 more steps and is like, and turns back towards the table. Met Joe, Kiln, Alex. I think it's kind of. Alex is great because Alex is just sort of forgotten. Like, Alex is like off everybody's line of sight conveniently. Well, not probably, teammates, but everybody else is sort of line of sight, kind of at the back, and has enough remote connections going right now that, is good. But Kiln, Joe, Met, probably in reverse order, Joe, Met, Kiln, what do you guys do? Because between you and the door, wherever Roddy's going, and you're pretty sure you know where Roddy's going, you've got Blackbird, and Sigrun at least realizes enough to realize that the hedgehogs are getting uppity. What do you do?
If she's moving back to the keyboard, I want to try to defend Roddy's, defend Roddy's escape by stopping her from doing whatever she's doing.
Oh, smash the table. Please smash the table.
I was absolutely going to smash the table where the the hard light keyboard is or whatever. But I want to do it as a defend.
Oh, absolutely. You absolutely that yeah, by all means. So give me a savior roll. And you're defending. You get a. Do you have influence over him?
I get to use danger instead of savior.
You get to use danger instead of savior. Do you have influence over Roddy?
Because I'm doing my bull thing. I also have. I do have influence over him, and I've got to hold one from something we did at some point in time.
When we were sharing the triumphant celebration.
Oh, okay. So yeah, you've got Jesus. You're rolling danger +2. Okay.
Huh?
My head hurts.
Well, my danger got knocked down a tick last time.
All the way to 2.
Thanks, Kiln.
All the way to 2, he said sarcastically. Yeah.
Yes, all the way to 2.
You poor thing. Okay. Okay, so defend. Yeah, this isn't escalating in an incredibly horrible way. I like how you guys are getting all these awesome rolls and the situation is still getting horribly worse. When you defend someone from an immediate threat, not savior. On a hit, you keep them safe and choose one. You do not expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. I don't see how, but sure. You can add team to the pool, take influence over someone, or clear a condition, Joe.
I feel like that or make the situation worse is in relation to than it already was.
Yeah, it's already bad.
So I didn't get a 7 to 9, so I don't have to worry about escalating the danger or escalating the situation.
You do not expose yourself to danger or escalate the situation. You just get to pick one of those things from the list.
I think that's going to clear a condition for me.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I've been feeling guilty over a number of things, including like letting Roddy get hurt. So hey, guess what?
Clear,
Not anymore.
simple action. My teammate is doing a thing, and I'm going to make sure that he can still do it. Well, he's doing it in such a way that's going to put you directly. Da 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 da. My teammate is doing an action. I am going to help him. It puts you in direct opposition to the agent. Simple, clear.
Roddy's a jerk, but he's our jerk.
So, do you smash specifically into that area? Do you like get up and break the table like where you're at and getting up?
I want to
like go.
I want to like bring my fist down big time right there on that spot on the table just as she's getting back to it.
Now.
I not to injure her, but
Yes.
basically to make a point.
Okay. All right. If that's
big, broad, hammock-sized point.
Hammock-sized point. Because what I had the thought in the back of my mind was, one of the ways that you can kind of like sort of escape direct and immediate retribution with like sort of a gorilla scaled taser is to go, damn it, Roddy, come back here, smash. And then it all shorts out and you're like, oops. But if you're just in her face and just saying, no, not today, Satan, that works too. I am 100% behind it.
That's what I will do.
Okay, that is totally fine. So she turns around, comes back, and you're like standing, and she's just kind of. So for a second, she slows because you weren't there before, and then you just slam the fist down. This makes Sigrun notice what the hedgehogs are doing. It also makes Powertronic jump and let out a little girly shriek. Met, what do you do?
So when I perceived that Roddy was in the danger, I probably would be, starting to push back my chair at that point.
Mm-hmm. Sure.
My goal is to follow him, and perhaps in support of that, basically, pushing the chair back into Sigrun. As I'm doing that, at least confuse things a little. I'm racing towards, Roddy's back.
So you're going to you're getting Sigrun out of here. Okay, or getting out of here and possibly interfering with Sigrun. Nice shirt. You're gonna. It's become pajamas now. You took my polo V-neck sweater and it became pajamas. Really?
Wow, that was a weird detour.
Sorry, my daughter just came in for bedtime.
I was like,
nice shirt. I'm going like,
what?
Wait a minute. She wasn't wearing a shirt. She was wearing the gi thing.
Is that how Met is distracting Blackbird?
No. Sorry.
That ripped off her shirt. That distracts at least Joey.
No, that's
sorry for
she's been learning so much from Killian.
Sorry for the distraction there. No, I
And yes, children wearing your clothes or
no,
clothes
I have a couple of sweaters that don't really fit right, but they're the right size theoretically for Kelly to want them. So before I donate them, I give her the option of taking one. She of course grabbed the one closest to black that she could find, which is to say a sweatshirt gray kind of V-neck polo sweater. And I'm like, cool, you could, you might get some use out of that. Fun little thing. Nothing else, kind of the schlumpy, comfortable thing. She's wearing it for her pajamas tonight.
Okay.
So,
why not?
It's comfortable.
I mean, sure, whatever. I was going to donate it, so whether I've given up all right to say anything beyond the things that I've already said. Anyway, sorry for the traction there. Matt, I am also going to have, I am just ringing this bell, but this is what you guys are doing. I'm going to have you unleash your powers. to overcome an obstacle.
I really don't want to do that.
You can take your +1 forward to act on your thing because Roddy is in danger and you know that, and you get a +1 forward to act on that knowledge. So you can take a +1 forward, or take a +1.
I'm desperately looking.
And do you have influence over Roddy? No, sorry, that doesn't apply in this case. Sorry, you're not defending him.
We have plenty of team and team members.
Yes, you have plenty of team and team members. So
I was just looking to see if there was a alternative that didn't use freak. That's all.
I'm absolutely okay with finally asking you guys for rolls where you're not at +3. So
Hey, when I rolled earlier, it was a 0.
yeah, you rolled a flat out 3. So well done, you.
Joke's on you. Like all my labels are at +2 right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
The girls' team makes it really easy on me because they have like all their mundanes are just terrible.
When you have a -2,
woo!
-2, that's not much you can.
That is a humdinger of a.
I don't think we're walking that one back.
I don't spend team. I spend organization.
Oh, I see. Okay. Okay. That is a 1. It's been a.
I didn't want to roll danger.
I mean, yeah, unleash your powers is tricky. Okay. So you're moving for the thing. You're heading out to follow Roddy. Joe just smashed the deal. And okay. Sigrun yells enough. And it's one of those shouts that they decide to draw across panels, like a 2-page panel break. So it goes across the center of 2 pages. And
showing everyone turning towards her.
Yeah, or just cringing in shock and horror, and her eyes go red, and that same red color is limed around all of the letters of enough. Kind of a deal. And let me just look at this real quick. Oh, no, that's not what I want. That's not what I want either. Go away. I'm just checking. Okay. I kind of want this to be like an area of effect thing on the room. But I don't feel like
Sounds like an unleash your powers.
Well, no, I mean, it's thinking of a take a powerful blow thing as a fallout from Met's thing. But I don't think she has a. Here's the thing. I don't think Sigrun's been around long enough to have enough narrative cachet to be able to do take a powerful blow against all of you at once. Unless it's just established that she's like one of the scariest badasses on the planet. And we're just establishing that by the fact that she can shout and make you guys all take a powerful blow. But I don't love that, honestly.
I mean, you can't just narrate everybody in the room getting like knocked on their asses.
Yeah, I know, absolutely.
Voice of Thunder sounds like something that would be
Says the man who's not in the room.
Yeah.
I'm a neutral party in this decision.
Yeah.
I mean, all that really does is it just kind of restructures this from, all right, everybody's kind of getting into punchy mode to, all right, maybe we need to reassess the situation.
What do you mean we?
All right.
Okay. All right.
Like, instead of agonizing about what move we're going to make,
no,
just tell us what happens.
Right. Well, okay, so I'm going to go like this. Because Met already kind of biffed a roll and that triggered this whole thing, this is a thing that's going to happen. So Sigrun, by virtue of having influence over you, being an adult, is going to take advantage of her influence over you, surrender that influence to inflict a condition on you. She's going to make you afraid. Okay?
Fair enough.
I would like...
Is that everyone
No,
afraid?
this is what I'm saying, because she already blew the roll. So what I'm going to ask you to do... What I'm going to have so that's the first thing that happens with Met. With the other ones here in the room, you children are interfering with the greater works of your betters. You will sit down and be silent, like the infants that you are, or consequences will become blazingly clear. And she is going to raise your mundane and lower your danger.
I'm sorry, mine or...
No, this is everybody else but you.
So was it just Met that got afraid, or everybody?
Met got afraid.
Yeah.
Okay.
Everybody else, she's using her influence to shift labels. Mundane up, danger down.
I will take that shift because Alex has no problem sitting down and shutting up.
Since it does not in any way, shape, or form interfere with what they're currently doing.
Exactly.
Joe?
If I choose to not do that, I need to roll.
Straight up roll. Well, it's the flat D6 roll.
Flat 2d6 roll.
But
reject someone's influence.
Which you have, wait for it for a second, is penalized by insecure, which you don't have.
Nope.
So
correct.
it's just a flat D6 then. Reject someone's influence.
Well, poop.
Okay, so if on
their
a
words hit me hard, I mark a condition, and you adjust my labels.
Take afraid, mundane up, danger down.
Can I say one thing first?
Yes, somebody could help.
No, it wasn't that.
Well, I'm saying that part.
Yeah, somebody could help.
Yes.
Joe, were you doing that in order to... Well, not in order to, but would you have been doing that to impress Met? To stand up to...
Yeah, I hear what you're saying.
Because you take +1 ongoing to any action that impresses Met.
Which impresses his love, which he changed.
Oh. That's not your love?
Yeah, we never actually had that discussion, so...
Say it again. I didn't hear what Bill said.
Well, let's let Dave answer for himself.
Okay.
Yeah, I had penciled in a discussion with Alex after our jungle discussion that I was actually going to shift my love as a friend over to him, but we never had that further discussion kind of establishing that, so I don't want to make that change
Jump yet.
arbitrarily
Okay.
now.
Much more importantly, you get to change that any moment you like.
That's
So
true.
even if it was, you can just say, I'm changing it back right now. And
Yeah.
either way, this move would still impress Alex, so feel free to take the +1 no matter what you do.
Fair enough. So that would make it a 7.
That would make it a 7, which is a. I gotta look at it again now.
I choose one. I can clear condition or mark potential by immediately acting to prove them wrong. I can shift one label up, one label down, or I can cancel their influence and take one forward against them. So let me first take back the danger reduction and mundane advancement that I did.
The only one that requires, and I always say this because it's always distracting, the only one that requires that you immediately act to prove them wrong is the one where you clear a condition or mark potential. The other ones you just get to pick and that happens.
Yeah. I don't think I can justify taking angry off at this point.
No, I get that.
So I think I will go ahead and take
Or you could shift your
potential.
labels and then. Okay, so you're gonna take potential.
Wait.
The middle option is shifting labels.
I could actually. Actually, yeah, no, I'm going to go ahead and punch my danger back up. Fuck you.
Wait, what's going down? The pain.
You know, I'll drop mundane down another tick.
So exactly the opposite.
I will do exactly the opposite of what she wanted.
Because teenager. With love, with great deal of love. Kelly got a 24 out of 25 on her driving test. Let's mention that as a side note.
Nice.
Yeah.
What did she miss?
One that she got right, and then at the last second decided that she wasn't getting that it wasn't right, and she second guessed herself and changed it.
Yeah. You know, uncertainty while driving kind of thing. You know,
something merge lane. Before you do something, I will side note that Joe is visibly getting a little bit bigger. Kiln. Reject influence or roll with it, and take the mundane down or danger down, mundane up.
I am not. That the whole going on was kind of a little what the hell's going on? I'm suddenly stuck in the past.
Yeah. Reliving that shock.
And
now you're the doppelganger is like fighting Roddy.
Well, no, she has managed to both bring me back to right now and also remind me of someone who got on my nerves in the past. So
lovely. Love it. So, when you reject an influence, now, do you have, is it insecure?
No, I do not have insecure.
Okay, so you just roll. Just a flat roll. Give it. Bloop. Which is also a 7.
Awesome. Now I need to figure out what I'm doing.
Indeed.
Couldn't find the thing for a while.
Roddy, what's the fastest way down?
Well, you see, for most people, it's going to be the stairs, the elevator. Actually, no, stairs will be fine, because Roddy is going to do that. You should never attempt this in real life, but the parkour down
the inside empty space back and forth. Love it. Bounding like one floor drop at a time back and forth. A thing much faster than actually using the stairs.
Yeah, with Roddy, it's kind of like, jumps over the railing, lands one foot onto the railing on the other side, and then without turning around, just sort of jumps back to the next rail down.
So we get a shot of. So Alex just quietly settles down. Yep. Just totally folds hands and thing. We're still seeing all the activity around and pulling up various things. Because you're still getting a black like sort of a black box of data and information and security feeds and stuff that you're not in on yet, that you're still kind of like hammering on, but still quietly doing that. And we see Roddy going down the hall, and we see Met kind of reeling back as being sort of at the center of this first blast, and real like slack jawed, like see the whites all the way around the eyes at the like shocking power in this from this woman. And then we see, Roddy banging through the door, and we see these we see the speech from Sigrun, basically, you piddling little insects kind of thing. We see Joe like gripping the edge of the table and like actually getting bigger. And we see Kiln in the back, like kind of like coming back into focus and kind of almost a head shake to clear their head. And what does Kiln do from your options?
Was about to type into chat. I shifted Freak up and Mundane down.
Freak up, Mundane down. As we see, I think since it's Freak and its powers and stuff, we see like that magical signature kind of around Kiln, that sort of like nothing's quite happened yet, but it's the thing that happens right before. Like any of the real fans of the comic are gonna go, like, this is what happens just before Kiln summons the sword or summons the shield or does the fireball. Like, they're about to do something. And yeah. Anyway. And we see Roddy bounding downward through the stairs, counting backwards as he goes. 28, 27, 26. They're going to be on sub-basement 3. 24, 23, 22.
Remind me what Powertronic was doing?
He jumped and shrieked like a girl when Joe slammed the table. And in the enough thing, he basically stepped back, and he basically backed out of any possibility of being caught in the blast radius of what's going to go on between the two women in the room. And basically, he just got to where he's not immediately in Sigrun's line of sight. He basically backed against the wall. Odds are he's going to back her play, whatever immediately happens, but he's not doing anything specifically.
Yeah, you kids. Yeah, stop that.
Sync. Closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your image yourself. Roddy going down the stairs would be one of those tall... Yes! Roddy going down the stairs would be one of those tall side panels on the side of the page where other things are going. Yes! I love that so much.
I'm thinking of
is absolutely
Frank Miller and his Daredevil days.
That's
the sort of thing he'd do.
Or absolutely one of the Matt Fraction comics. Where like the monologue and Hawkeye meanwhile is like falling down the side of the building onto a car. Anyway. Roddy.
Oh, closer the question to Roddy?
Yeah, closer to the team, further away from the team, more into your own image yourself.
Oh, for some reason I thought you asked Kiln.
Did I?
No, you said Sync.
Sync.
Okay, I am hearing things then.
At least I typed Sync, so
I'm gonna go closer to the team because I know. Well, at least I know now everybody has my back, but in particular, Joe is willing to smash up a table at the HHL headquarters.
That is a ballsy move. I just have to say that is impressive. Yeah. So good stuff there, Joe. If you have influence, shift labels, all that kind of good stuff. Roddy, clear, condition, mark, potential.
I'm gonna get my second advance.
Sweet. Oh, good time for it.
It is.
It's like leveling up during the boss fight.
So Joe, since Joe is busy probably having stuff happen to his stats, I will say Alex.
I'm gonna say closer to Roddy for being the hero of the hour.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
Yeah.
Love it. Now I'll ask Joe.
I gotta say closer to the team. I'm gonna say closer to the team, and I'll give this to
The other person wearing a matching uniform. I'm just thinking.
actually, yeah, I'm gonna say Roddy because he acted with passion and direction. I'm just reading Bill's comment.
Bill's comment where? Over in Discord?
Roll 20.
Or Roll 20?
I know, too many places for comments.
I didn't see Bill's comment in Roll 20.
There's only 2.
Oh, god damn it.
Don't take my savior away from me.
Oh,
That's-
plus soldier minus savior. God damn it. All right.
Sorry, I mean, you're kind of like a shadow on the wall.
It's a ninja soldier. Okay. And savior. God, I love that savior. Okay, I put it off as long as I can. The two people that complain about always being the first to be called on. So, Matt, this time.
I'm also going to say closer to, and I'm going to say Roddy because he really surprised me about like jumping in and
There,
acting without being or trying to be humorous or anything else.
you know what I think is awesome about this little bit here is that Roddy was like totally in a situation to be like totally fanboy, like don't anybody fuck this up. And as soon as it mattered, all that shit goes out the window. And I stand that so hard. That is awesome. Love it. Anyway, that's good stuff.
When it comes down to it, the wanting to be a hero is the major trait. The fanboy is the minor trait.
And if
the fanboy is the color text.
And if I'm a hero to one person, that's enough. That's pretty good too. Okay, so that's Roddy. If you already had influence in shift labels met, you can clear condition or mark potential, and that leaves us with Kiln, who should by this point in time known that the question was coming.
Well,
oh God.
So no, I not to like pile on the bandwagon,
but go ahead.
But I mean, I can't exactly say having trauma back to my past was growing into my own image. But
yeah, I mean,
at the beginning, Roddy was there, including me in something that he was really excited about.
Yep.
And then now, even though like I'm still shaken and all that, I'm here for Roddy.
Yeah. So Roddy, you're going to get to shift labels on a whole bunch of the people on the team, which is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Put them into place. The only thing that makes me sad about this is that like you won't be here next week, which sucks. But that's
I will see what I can do.
And if not, then we'll be focusing on the drama in the boardroom. But if you can make it happen, then
I will see what I can do.
Could I trade last week to this week and this week to that thing?
Yeah.
We'll see. Fingers crossed. All the fingers crossed, and in Joe's case, probably the toes. So
Fingers crossed. Also, if Thursdays work.
I am agnostic. Right.
Well,
Well,
just throw that out.
James has to come in there because he's got Greek tragedy Thursday.
We could
Yeah.
we could certainly talk about other days if there's other days that are remotely doable for somebody. Like let us bring that to the scheduling board and see if there's another. Because if it's only Wednesdays that you've got the thing.
It's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. I don't think Thursday or Friday, but well, actually, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday.
Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. All right, let's talk about we'll take that offline. It's not a huge deal. In any case, I will say for the record, I was expecting something to happen once we got to the canapes. This was not that. This is awesome. About the same time that, well, actually, Alex kind of Alex's thing and the questions that Alex asked really got us going. But so kudos there, coming up with good questions and good stuff there. But yeah,
I think it's also very cool that we all ended up with a get closer to the team.
Yeah, that hasn't happened in a
result.
while, and honestly, doesn't happen very often. So
I think the thing was, it was sort of like we all reacted immediately, on the assumption that whatever Rodney was doing, it was for a good reason.
Yeah.
So we didn't have any doubts about. Have a room full of heroes, sure, but we're going to support.
Well, he did actually say out loud.
Yeah, but I mean, I think
Yeah.
Could be mind control. Whatever, right?
Yeah.
Didn't.
Mike, I direct you to James's question there because I think you still have a label shift.
Sorry, James.
No, but
I also have Matt, and I completely got sidetracked when I was like, oh yeah, gotta fill in my move.
Got to fill in my move.
Which
but I will
always be sure to check that when you get a chance. It's the bottom advancement.
The bottommost advancement for sync is someone permanently loses influence and add +1 to a label. Gee, I wonder who that might be.
It's already there.
What does it say? Does not have influence. Rejected. Look at that. Rejected influence. Love it. Guy's a sucker. He's a tool. Total tool. 19. A total tool. 17. 16. Guy sucks. Anyway. All right. Awesome. I will simply put that note in there. There's an argument in favor, and somebody who doesn't really get a vote, but an argument in favor of Kiln like tweaking his adaptability up since they kind of snap back to the present for all of this, and that may bring them a little.
Oh, I already wrote that down.
Nice.
That's what I already put in there.
Yeah, +1 modern, -1 danger. Oops.
And I'm gonna clear a condition. I'm gonna clear afraid. I'm keeping angry. I still have angry.
Very nice.
I'm not getting rid of angry.
Yeah, holding on to angry. Yeah, we don't have to talk.
I mean, let's be real. I have a -2 on directly engaged. I don't need a -4.
No, that's fair. My problem right now, or rather a problem in our other game right now, is the Nova, who has family issues with her mom and stuff, and is constantly in situations where she has to kind of like talk through, comfort support, like pierce the mask, like have heart-to-hearts with people. And her mundane is a -2, and she's always angry. So she's rolling -4 on everything all the time, which is why she is solidly 2 advances ahead of everybody else, because she hits 6s like crazy.
That's fair.
I will point out, my first move I picked was rolls mundane. My mundane has been a -2 almost the whole game.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's going to go up when you hang out with Gothwish, so don't worry. That'll be great.
We hit a lot of like weaker stats today, and that was okay. There was some good stuff. There's a lot of high rolls, but there was a few zingers that I think were also very flavorful. I was not expecting the whole Sigrun thing, but Margie's roll brought us there. So.
Oh, Margie, did you mark potential for that?
I did. That was just.
Yep.
Which reminds me, I need to talk the outsider into doing something horrible with the chemical makeup of the ocean right outside of Halcyon City, using the same move that Margie did to accidentally swap everybody's personalities and see if that can go wrong.
Yeah, I'm all for that. You know, that's.
You get exactly what you want. Also, there's now acid rain that will kill people. You know, whatever.
Hey, Doyce, if
Yeah.
there's actually still a different villain who's locked up here who is the real target,
Yes.
we still need to figure that out. If you are looking for ideas this week, I'll make some suggestions.
What I'm looking for is somebody that they shouldn't have, like somebody that would be really bad. Like, I mean, they have got a kid locked up. That's bad, but it's like whatever. Most people don't know who Gothwitch is.
Are you trying to say like a radioactive man bad, or like a Ra's al Ghul bad?
No, like
or like, you know, they have
somebody
Ghost
that they
Girl
should
locked up
not.
in the basement.
Yeah.
Well, the impression I got was they were expecting a rescue. So it's not just going to be some hapless goof. It's going to be some hapless goof who can be rescued by some greater force, right?
Yeah. I will take any and all suggestions, because even if I don't like them, they might jar something loose out of my own head. But it's definitely somebody like if it is a bad guy, it's somebody where.
It's Sergeant Surge.
See, I was thinking about that.
Princess.
And if it was someone from the school.
See, I was half thinking like Hellbind or something like that.
Tiffany could have been swept up because she was like in there for a counseling session or something.
Yeah. Yeah, but then.
Yeah, the wall dissolves. Oh crap! There's a kid. Okay, take them too.
Yeah. I mean, I'm half tempted for it to be something like Hellbinder, or. Oh man. I actually have a reason why it could be Hellbinder if he was trying to prevent them from taking Tia.
Tahi.
Tahi. Sorry, goddammit. Tahi, yeah.
You and names.
Yeah, that's legitimate. That's actually fair. It's the third order symptom for dyslexia that I managed to skip the other two and just have that. That's great. Yeah, maybe that, but I'm not 100% on that one. I like it, but it's a little bit too closed system. You know, it's like it's already the people that we know, and I wouldn't mind this complicating things and maybe breaking out a larger piece or something like that. What if it were Nega?
It's the mayor.
Well, yeah, I like the idea of it almost being like, it's a leader of some other supergroup or something like that, like something just really like, what the fuck are you doing? Kind of thing.
Head of the UN or whatever.
Yeah.
I could another idea is to try to try to figure out how it is that Tiffany's been swept up in this.
Mm-hmm.
So looking at something in her past, either there's some quote unquote supervillain that she's fought in the past that could be tied to family, something like
Yeah.
She's the bait.
Or she was oh god, yeah. Bait. Huh.
Mm. Huh. Okay.
All sorts of possibilities for you.
Yeah, more to come on that.
As long as she
I'm not
Crisis Sorceress Amethyst Fairy, I'll be happy.
I have to be very. Oh yeah, we have to have her do the actual transformation here at some point, preferably while Roddy's in the room. That would be best. Yeah. I'm not ashamed to say like this is I can't quite reach some of the levers behind this particular short wizard's curtain, but yeah, I have to think about this one a little bit. I don't know that it's immediately. I mean, it's going to be important in the larger scale of things. I don't know if we need to know for the next 10 minutes, but uh, yeah.
Or Jiggy.
I welcome inputs. I welcome all the kinds of inputs. I was this close, he said, gesturing very near between his index and thumb. I was this close to going, I don't know what to do tonight, guys. What things did you want to accomplish? And then I remembered that like Mike's going to be gone. He's got a thing with Powertronic. We should definitely do that. But I was that close to going, I don't know what is the next thing. Conveniently, not only did we have a next thing, but it kicks off another beautiful arc. So, good stuff. Man, I was not expecting you guys to get so in their face. That is awesome. Can I just
Give
say
us an
that?
opportunity to make trouble, and
Yeah.
we'll oblige.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, the first time that you guys were brought into the HHL thing last time, the attitude towards the HHL was very different. And I appreciate
These are very different characters.
these are very different characters, and I love that all the way down to the ground. It's good stuff.
Yeah, but we're
And if you
fated to
think
fuck them up
about
no matter
it,
what.
Say that again, Bill.
We're fated to fuck them up no matter what. So that's
Yeah, this is gonna. Yeah, yeah. According to Matt, this is where they get canceled. Hashtag
I was
HHL canceled. Trending on
I was
Twitter.
going to say that that's one of the things about all of it being, from a different time, is that it means that really that standard of
Yeah. Okay. I've stopped recording. Thank you guys. It was a great night.